everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you're all super busy shipping out all of your items that sold over the weekend. It is before noon and I actually have all my shipping done, which is pretty exciting and doesn't happen very often. My brother's been helping me with the shipping, so it's really nice when you have an extra person that can help you with that, because that's actually the most time-consuming part for me, locating all of the items and then getting them all packaged up. So I'm glad that is done. We didn't even actually have that huge of a weekend. We did about, over $800 in sales. I usually like to be at least over 1,000, but I can't really complain because that is pretty decent. Our largest day was $334. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So also, I want to say thank you to everybody who gave me feedback on the new format. We're doing the 10 best things that sold over the weekend, and also my 10 favorite finds. And speaking of finds, I'm wearing one of my favorite finds, my Better Call Saul t-shirt. This was a thrift find. But anyway, that was just an aside. I will get down to it. I will share, like I said, the 10 best sales first, and I will tell you what I paid for them and how much they sold for. And somebody did request that I also say whether or not the shipping is included, so I will let you know that too. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much the shipping costs because I don't really know that off the top of my head. Generally, I know by weight if it is going to go priority or first class. So we will go ahead and get started. The first item that I have here is a dress. And the brand wasn't anything like super exciting. This is the brand right here. But it is a plus size and it's a really pretty print. It's like a maxi dress. And this, it's really long. I always pick really long things to try to like fit into a tiny little screen, but it's a maxi dress. Plus I'm short, so that doesn't help. It sold for $18 and free shipping on this because I do believe it weighs less than 16 ounces. I only charge for priority shipping, which would be something over 16 ounces. Although you don't always have to do priority shipping on things over 16 ounces. You could do like FedEx Smart Post. I usually just figure out real quickly which one is cheapest and then ship it that way. So that's what I do. But anyway, so this sold for $18 with free shipping, and I paid less than $1 for that because I got it in a basket sale. The next item is an Anthropologie sweater, and I paid $3.99 for this, and this is the brand Porridge. So if you come across this is an Anthro brand. It's really cute sweater with like a cowl neck. I love the color of it. It's really nice for spring, and it's like the dolman style. Oh, I hope that's not a spot. I'll have to look more into that. But anyways, so I bought this for $3.99 and it sold for $25.49 plus shipping. The buyer paid the shipping on that. This next one was actually a new brand for me when I found it. And it is 100% silk, which is why I picked it up. Plus it's really cute. Broadway and Broom is the brand. So it's just like a silk little faux wrap kind of dress. But I looked it up and apparently this is like made by the same company as like Madewell, which is also like J. Crew owns Madewell as well. So I didn't realize that, but it is a really good quality dress and it is affiliated with Madewell. So that sold for $25 and I did pay a little more than I normally would for that. I paid $5.99. And I offered free shipping on that because it's super light. The next item is a J. Crew schoolboy blazer. It's a size 6. And these sell really super fast and really, really well. So I was really excited when I found this because they come in all different kinds of colors and fabrics. This one is wool. But like I said, it's a really popular style and you can get really good money for them. This one I paid about $4 for at a half off sale, and it sold for $40 plus shipping, and it really wasn't listed very long and it sold pretty quickly. The next one is a sweater. I paid less than $1 for this, and it sold for $21.24. And my dad and I always kind of laugh when we see these kind of sweaters with these like birds on them. I think it's like a cardinal or something. But for some reason, this kind of bird always sells really well. So I always pick them up when I find them if they're cheap enough. Like I said, this was less than $1, and it sold for $21.24. And I offered free shipping on this. Croft & Barrow is the brand. The next thing is a men's sweater. I've been getting a lot better about looking through the men's stuff. Usually my husband does it, but like when he's not with me, I'm starting to look over there more because you can find some really good stuff. It's just not always super exciting for me to look through the men's stuff. Today I did. We went out thrifting this morning, and I looked through the men's stuff, and I found like 3 or 4 really good shirts, like Nike, Under Armour, that sort of stuff sells really quickly for me. So I got those. One thing that I noticed that doesn't sell really well for me in the men's section is like dress shirts. I mean, if it's a really, really good brand, then I'll pick it up. But basically, I just don't have a lot of luck with that. I have a lot more luck with men's athletic wear and then sportswear, like anything that has like a team logo or something like that. That stuff sells the best for me for men's. But this is actually a men's sweater. Kenneth Roberts is the brand, and I picked it up because it's 100% cashmere. And I'm not sure how much I paid for this. Probably just a couple dollars because, like I said, menswear isn't that exciting for me, so I won't pay too much for it. But it did sell for $30, and it's really light, so there was free shipping on that. Next item is a Talbot's dress. I know I've talked about how much I love selling career wear. It goes really well for me. And so this style of dress, like a sheath dress that you would wear to the office, these sell very, very well. It's just a basic like work style dress. And it sold for $20 with free shipping, which was kind of a mistake on my part because it's heavy, so I probably should have charged shipping. But somebody got a deal. So $20 for that, and I paid about $3. The next few items are coats. So I've sort of slowed down on my sourcing of coats just because we're approaching the warm weather, and I'm more interested in listing things like bathing suits and shorts. Those type of items sell really well this time of year. They start selling well. But surprisingly, the coats that we have listed are still moving. So this is a really beautiful Gap trench coat. It's like a herringbone print. But it is a trench. It's really heavy. It's really super pretty. That's why I picked it up. Because normally I don't get too excited about Gap, but I thought this was really nice. I paid like, let's see, how much did I pay for it? Like $4.99 for it at the thrift shop. And it sold for $35 plus shipping. So the next item is another coat. This was actually a Posh sale. I didn't have too many sales on Posh over the weekend, but I was okay with that because I did participate in the closet clear out that they did on Thursday, which is, if you're not familiar with Poshmark, closet clear out is where you discount your items by 10%. And if anybody has liked that item or is like keeping an eye on that item, it will send them a notification that the price has dropped. So I've had pretty good luck with it in the past, and usually, you'll get some sales immediately. I mean, people surprisingly buy like as soon as they're notified that the price has dropped. So I sold about 6 Posh items on Thursday, so I was really happy with that. So I wasn't terribly disappointed that there weren't a lot of Posh sales this weekend. But this was a Posh sale, one of the few I had. It's Bebe, which sells really well on Poshmark. And I think this business, Bebe actually went out of business. But it's a pretty like velour coat with the zippers in like perfect condition. It's really beautiful. And this sold for $45 on Poshmark, which gave me, what I like about Poshmark is it shows you exactly, what your cut of that is. So it sold for $45. The buyer paid shipping. So my cut was $36, and I think I only paid like $6.99 for the coat, so that is pretty good for me. The next one is another coat. It's a Columbia coat, and Columbia for me, for coats, is really hit or miss. Sometimes they do really well. They don't do nearly as well as like some of the outerwear brands, the other outerwear brands like North Face and Spider, stuff like that, but they do decently. One thing that I definitely look for is, I think Columbia coats last a long time, so people will literally wear them until they're like all stained and whatnot. So I always check the cuffs to make sure that, they're not messed up. And then another thing I always check for, I do not buy it if it's just the shell. If it's missing the fleece lining, then I do not buy anymore. I only buy it if it has the nice fleece lining. And you can tell if it's meant to have a fleece lining, if it has like the double zippers. And if it has that without the fleece, it's missing it. So you want to make sure that you put that in your listing. If you're going to list just the shell, that it does not include the fleece lining. But this one was a lucky find because it did have the fleece lining included, and it was in really good shape. So this one sold for $40 plus shipping, and I think I paid about $6.99 for it, so that was a pretty good find. So those are the things that probably my best sales over the weekend that I wanted to show you guys. So now I'll show you some of the items that I picked up to sell that aren't even listed yet that I found this week and give you kind of an idea of what I'm expecting to get for them. So the first item is another Gap coat. And like I said, I don't really pick up Gap too much, but I thought this was super cute. It's like a moto style with like the asymmetrical zipper. And I found this at Goodwill. I paid like $5.99. And interestingly, I had found another one, this exact same style, except for blue. And the other one I found was brand new with tags. And that sold for like 40 or 50 bucks. So I grabbed this one because, like I said, it's like a cute style. It's a pretty recent style. And just the experience I had of selling that other one for that high amount, I grabbed that. So hopefully I'll get like, 30 bucks for that or so. And I think that style will do really well on Poshmark too. So the next thing is another coat. This one is really beautiful. It's a J. Jill coat. And it's like a textured, it has this really pretty iridescent like lining. And it's really hard to show you guys, but it does have an asymmetrical sort of button, like it buttons on the side. It's got a hood. It's just a really nice, like, dressy coat. So I think this will actually probably sell between 40 or 50. And the Goodwill that I got this at, they tend to price their coats pretty inexpensively. So that one was not much at all. It was probably like $8.99 at the most is what I would pay for it. So like I said, hopefully 40 to 50 for that. The next one I'm going to show you, not because it will sell for a ton, but because I think it's important to learn the Anthropologie brands when you're outsourcing. This one is Saturday Sunday. This is an Anthro brand. And it's really just like a basic shirt. Just a basic like blue shirt. So I think this will sell between like 15 and 20 bucks. And I think I paid like $2 for it. Alright, what else do we have? This was my first time finding this brand in jeans. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. It's like, well, maybe I will. Adriana Goldschmidt or something like that. But I saw these and I grabbed them because they were just a couple bucks. And they're like these red colored jeans. But I think this brand does pretty well in jeans. And I tend to not really look at jeans too much. I'm trying to look more just because I mainly specialize in like women's tops. But I kind of feel like that is a pretty tough market, so I'm trying to kind of branch out of that more into like, pants and men's and stuff like that to kind of put new things in my store. So a couple bucks for these. I'm hoping to get, like 15 or 20. The next thing is this really cute, oops, my chair's on it. This really cute Free People like tunic style sweater. I always get so excited when I see like this little tag, but sometimes you get fooled because it's that Poof brand that is like a knockoff of Free People, and that's so frustrating. So when I see it, I'm like, oh, I get excited because I see that Poof brand everywhere. And my experienced resellers will know what I'm talking about there. But anyway, it's a really cute little sweater, like tunic style sweater. And I'm hoping to get, between 20 and 30 for this. And I paid, I think, $4.99 at Goodwill. Oh, this was a good find that I had this week. And this is an important lesson. When you go thrifting, make sure you look like at the mannequins or like the window displays, because sometimes they'll put like really interesting, good items up there. And nobody really notices them because maybe they don't feel like getting them down, but I will definitely ask someone to get something down if I think it's good. So I found this J. Crew silk dress. It's like long sleeve. It's really pretty. Like this coral color. So that was only, I think, $5.99. And hopefully I can get, at least $30 for this. The next thing is a men's item that my husband actually found. And interestingly enough, it's like this Adidas 1980s jacket. And interestingly enough, this is actually my second time finding this jacket. The first one I did find at the Goodwill outlet. I found it at the bins, so it was super cheap. But this one came from just the regular Goodwill. And I think it was like $6.99 or something like that. But the last one that we had sold for like $30. So this one will hopefully get the same amount. But it was kind of a strange find. Like a rare find to find twice, but cool. The next item is a brand that I love to pick up in plus size. This one is not a plus size. This is like a QVC brand, or it's the Quacker Factory. And they make these like really fun embroidered sweaters. And there is definitely a following for, these brands that they sell on the shopping channel. And it's got like dogs and stuff on it. So this cost me $1.99, and I got it half off, so it cost me $1. So if I can get like $20 for this, then I will be very happy. I would ask more if it was plus size, but since it's a medium, there's not quite as big of a market for it. Okay, 2 more items. So this is another brand that I love to find, and I rarely find it in plus size, so I was pretty excited. Soft surroundings, and it's a size 1X. And it is like a velour, crushed velour top in a really pretty color. So this only cost me a couple dollars. I think it was like 50% off the thrift shop. So hopefully I can get at least 30 for this. Like I said, this brand in the larger sizes does really well. And the last thing I have to show you is probably my best find for the week. And it is a vintage St. John dress. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the detail around the neck with the bow. So even though it's vintage, it has a little bit of shoulder padding. But even though it's vintage, I think somebody would still wear this. It's really beautiful. Just a black sweater dress. I'm really hoping to get between $60 and $70 for this. I think it cost me like $4 or $5, so that would be an awesome return on that. So anyways, that concludes our video for the week. 10 things that sold and 10 things I found. I hope you enjoyed watching. Like I said, if you have any comments on the format or you'd like to see me do something a little bit differently, just go ahead and comment on the video, and I will see you guys later.